Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Bryant Boxing Generation 3 Imperial Boxing Gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, today we're going to do a close-up weigh-in and review on these Bryant Boxing made in Mexico, Southside, also known as the Chad color scheme boxing gloves. Now I got mine in 16 ounces. You can get them in 14 as well. They're a lace-up glove. This particular colorway is all red with metallic red. So you can see it comes in that kind of that cherry red color scheme. The split thumb with the metallic on the top with the solid red on the bottom. You do have that metallic triple cuff on the back side, and then the palm side leather that is split on the thumb side has a metallic and then the solid red. So kind of a unique color scheme. You typically don't see a metallic red with a regular red, but with this glove you do. They also have a blue version that's just like this with a metallic blue and the solid blue. So these gloves are made in Mexico. Full genuine leather construction, nothing synthetic on here. This particular model is their latest iteration, I guess if you want to call it, like, of their Imperial glove line, but they use a little bit more of a softer broken in latex foam. So compared to the Masquerades I did a review on a little while back, I would say that these are a little softer, more pliable feeling, if that's the best way I can describe it. So there's that triple cuff. You do have about an inch of padding on the back, as well as about a 3/4 inch padding on the front of the wrist. You have that soft canvas liner on the inside. There's a weight tag, that metallic red piping. Like a lot of Mexican gloves, their signature is that welted seam for added durability over the stitching. So you have that on the thumb, nice long parallel thumb, leather attached thumb, metallic. You do have double stitching throughout the glove on the palm side right there. There's the piping. Nice long white laces, and you also have that Imperial logo that's kind of printed right there on the wrist. Kind of hard to see because of the metallic, but it's there. A large size grip bar that's nice and dense, you can feel it, and ventilated holes on the thumb. And there goes the fingertip compartment, and here's the latex foam again. Again, these gloves were kind of designed specifically to give you a little bit more broken in feel, but with some protection. So they'd be really great for sparring and really for bag work. I was hitting the bags with these. Obviously right now with the pandemic, I haven't got any sparring in. So all of my reviews you guys have been seeing has really just been me working in my own garage or my gym, working out. So, but you can see just the consistency of the padding, as well as just the grain of the leather right there. It's beautiful, beautiful leather. But overall, some pretty cool looking gloves. The BB, you can see the Bryant Boxing, it's kind of printed in there. It's almost like a ghost because you have to look at it at a certain angle to really see it. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale. These are 16s. Hopefully they are around that weight as advertised. Make sure it's zeroed out. Start off with the right side. And the right glove is right at 16.5 ounces. Just about ½ ounce over, which is great. I mean, for Mexican gloves, they're usually like several ounces overweight. And then the left glove is right at, make sure it's on there, 15.7, so 0.3 under. So they're almost on weight, but they're definitely not way too overweight, which is one of the big critiques you often see with Mexican style gloves, is that they're usually a lot heavier than advertised. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm gonna be doing a review on these Bryant Boxing Generation 3 Imperial Boxing Gloves in the Southside, also known as the Chad colorway, which is basically a tribute by the owner to where he grew up in Houston, Texas. And you can see just how beautiful these gloves are. You can read more about that on the Bryant Boxing website. Bryant Boxing is a veteran-owned company based here in the United States. These gloves are made in Mexico, 100% genuine leather. If you do go to the Bryant Boxing website, he's also a veteran. And if you are a veteran and you have proof of that, you also get 15% off. With all orders, these are all free shipping as well. And they also come with an 18-month padding replacement guarantee. So if you have any issues with the padding breaking down, They guarantee that for at least 18 months, and you can get it replaced for free. So some great things with this glove, aside from the glove itself, is the service that you're getting. Obviously, if you're a military veteran, thank you for your service. Make sure you get, you take advantage of that discount, and just the fact that you get kind of a unique experience above just your standard buying it off a website and getting your glove. So that's really nice to see. So looking at this glove, this is a kind of a traditional cut Mexican style glove with that nice long parallel thumb. A lot of people will compare this to like Grant's, for example, some of the earlier iterations of New Sporting when they were still good. So there's definitely some comparisons there. This is the Generation 3, and there's some subtle improvements I noticed from the previous generation, which were the Masquerades I did a review on. The most notable thing is this glove feels a little bit softer, a little bit more broken in, especially in the padding area. The latex they use is a little bit higher quality than the previous generation, and because of that, it just feels softer. You get a better sense of connecting with your target. It doesn't feel as stiff, and then just the hand compartment feels a little bit more form-fitting. It still uses that soft canvas liner, but just a little bit better with the comfort level. So if I were to say anything as far as improvements go, it would just definitely be the softer feel and just a little bit more comfortable latex foam padding. Still, a good layer of protection, but you get great feedback as well. And they also went away from the metallic logos. They now go with the screen printed, kind of a transparent logo that you can see on there. And just depending on the angle and the lighting, you can actually see that. But this particular edition is the red with the metallic red. So you do have that Bryant Boxing logo right there. Going to the thumb, you have the split thumb with the metallic red and the solid red. You also have welted seams, which is kind of a signature of a lot of Mexican style gloves right there. A triple cuff, which is nice for wrist support, also having your laces locked down onto the wrist. That is in the metallic red as well. 16-ounce weight tag. You can also get these gloves in 14-ounce. Currently, they're only lace up, but you may be able to get the same color scheme if you reach out to Bryant Boxing, may be able to hook you up with a custom pair. So reach out if you're looking for something else color-wise. Then rotating around to the palm side, solid red on the outside right here. You do have about 3/4 of an inch of padding that goes up to right about here where the stitching cuts off, as well as on the thumb side. This is metallic padding, and you can see, or should I say metallic leather with the padding on the inside that goes up to right where the thumb piping is right here. You have the metallic leather for the piping where the laces go, double stitching throughout, a large grip bar that's really nice as well. Some ventilated holes on the thumb, and a good amount of wrist padding, about 1 inch on the back of the wrist. The inside uses kind of a smoother canvas liner. That's definitely smoother than previous iterations. It doesn't have that same rough feel that you felt on some of the other style Mexican gloves. So I like the fact that they use a softer liner in this model compared to the previous model, and the softer latex foam. So you can see just a beautiful looking glove. Quality wise, these gloves are definitely awesome. The leather has this really nice thick feel. You can obviously smell it when you pull them out of the box, that really nice thick Mexican leather smell. And it has a nice satin look to it, nice satin shine. The metallics look good. You can see right here it has a little bit of rubbing off, and that's when since I've been putting it up against my cheek. So when I'm wearing this glove and I have it up to my face, sometimes I'll hold it like this and it'll kind of rub against my face. So just a little bit of rubbing off of the metallic. But with metallics, that's just been my overall experience regardless of the brand, is if you get metallics on areas that often get touched or rubbed on, especially with you sweating, eventually it's going to rub off. It's not like the standard solid colors where they last a lot longer. One other thing, and I noticed with this red, is that there's some dark spots on here, and I don't know if it's designed that way or if the dye on the actual leather wasn't thick enough, or if the leather underneath it was a darker color. But you can almost see, it looks almost like a camouflage in a way, where you can see some dark spots. It doesn't affect anything, it's just something I noticed, especially around this knuckle area. You can see how there's some kind of dark streaks, and I don't know what that's from. It's not from hitting the bag, but you can see it's on areas too where I never even land any punches on, and it's kind of dark. So I don't know if that's just the natural occurrence of the actual leather itself, but just something I noticed. It doesn't bother me in particular, but something I wanted to point out. You can see the welted seams look pretty good. There's an area right here where it kind of broke up a little bit, where it could have been done a little bit cleaner in my opinion, but overall it looks really good. Stitching is clean on the palm. You know, the seam for the grip bar looks good. You can see the welted seam right here on the fingertip where they kind of overlapped. Metallic looks good on the thumb. The attached thumb is really nice. It's not too long, so your thumb doesn't have any issues with jamming into somebody's eye. Nice long parallel thumb right there. Stitching on the actual wrist looks really good. Nice long laces that were included. And piping looks good as well. No issues with the inside liner tearing or having any openings exposing any of the foam. And the weight balance is really great. So again, like I said earlier in the video, everything is nicely balanced with this glove. It's not too heavy. It's not overweight like you see with a lot of Mexican style gloves where, you know, it's advertised as 16 ounces and it comes in at like 18 and a half or 19 ounces. So well balanced, so the weight distribution is nice, not too front heavy and not too back heavy. So it's just a perfect weight for a glove. Now the comfort of the glove, you slide your hand in here, get it real nice and deep. One thing I noticed is for a 16-ounce glove, it's a perfect fit, meaning by that I mean even if you have larger fingers, larger hands, medium-sized hands, or even smaller hands, I think these gloves are the right size in terms of being able to fit your hand in here. You don't feel like it's too restrictive. You don't feel like it's too wide. I know I use a comparison with some like RDX T1s or even the Rep Gear Sentinel gloves where just the hand compartment's huge. Even with wraps on, you feel like there's a void between like the edge of your finger and the inside liner of the glove. So when you punch, you feel like you can get blisters because your hand moves too much inside the hand pocket. With these, it feels really good. Like it doesn't feel restrictive. The thumb is in a perfect spot. It doesn't jam, so the length of the thumb is really good. A good amount of padding on the back of the thumb. So the thumb placement is excellent. Nice deep finger pocket. You can actually feel the stitching a little bit right here on the seam, so that would have been nice to have a little bit of like felt, something kind of roll over the stitching on the inside. But you can see, even when these were brand new, I mean, these are definitely softer than the previous Imperial gloves, and you have an excellent amount of being able to, that kind of broken in feel, being able to open and close your hands. So you can make an excellent fist, a real nice tight fist. Wrist support feels really good when these are all laced up. You know, the padding on both sides really gives you that nice locked in feel, especially on the back of the wrist. So wrist support feels really good, thumb feels great, finger compartment feels good. So just excellent comfort when it comes to that for a glove. The only thing I would say is maybe a piece of felt just to cover the stitching right there. But outside of that, these feel really good. Protection and performance. Now, because I feel the latex is a little bit softer, I feel like I can really dig in with my shots and not have any discomfort on my knuckles. I don't feel like I come in at a weird angle. One thing you do notice is that there's a little bit of a step, and I've noticed this with some other Mexican style gloves, is right about here on the inside, the latex comes in and then it kind of steps in and then down. And what that basically they're trying to do is so that the second knuckle, when you make a fist, they want that latex to kind of roll underneath this knuckle. So it's kind of like a step. So one thing you'll notice is that step kind of lands on there, and that's something you kind of get used to, is feeling that little step on your fingers. It's really important that you wear hand wraps with these because if you don't, you might have issues with your hands rubbing on the inside liner and getting blisters, or your knuckles just having some discomfort because of the liner being a little bit rougher around this area. So just be cognizant of that. But outside of that, they feel excellent, comfortable, and you get excellent feedback with these. Well balanced. That latex foam does a great job of protecting your hands, but also giving you nice cracking feedback when you're hitting a bag. You can use these for sparring. They're not like wrist. They're not a puncher's glove where you have that horsehair feel where you feel like, you know, your knuckles sink all the way through. So really a great balanced glove. Cost-wise, these gloves are $275. So obviously by no means these are an inexpensive glove. They're definitely up there when it comes to price. But if you're looking at it compared to other gloves in its class, obviously they were aiming for the winnings, the Grants, the Reyeses, you know, they're the 1v1s. They're kind of aiming for that group, and I think they've done a great job. I mean, I feel like they added a lot of elements that you look for in a Mexican glove. With their own twist, you get some custom color schemes. If you go to their website, you'll see they have a blue version. They have some really unique colors, good sizes. The gloves aren't overweight by a ridiculous amount for a Mexican style glove. Great durability, very comfortable. You know, the fact that you get free shipping, you can get a military discount if you're military. You get the 18-month padding replacement guarantee, and also they do some charity work. So I believe with some local boxing gyms or non-profit boxing clubs, they also I believe they donate 1 pair of gloves for every three pairs of gloves that are purchased through their website. So that's also awesome. I love that type of stuff. I mean, when it comes to donating and just kind of giving back, if I could support causes like that, then I'm definitely for that. So it goes beyond the gloves. It's not just about the boxing gloves itself, but they're doing a little bit more than that, helping their community. So for me, that's definitely a big plus. So for $275, if you get a good discount on it, or even without it, I still think it's a really good deal. It's under $300 for a well-built Mexican glove that has a really custom look to it, comfortable, should last a long time. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. As usual, I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Bryant Boxing gloves. See you guys next time. Peace.